and welcome to Mickey Art. Yay! It's Michelle Edhouse here, and please, if you don't like my voice or the happiness I be, mute me. How's it getting any better than that? Anyway, for those of you that love me and are excited to hear my voice, I'm going to take you through creating a painting. Oh, that's what I normally do. How's it getting any better? I have been away in Queenstown for the weekend. Had an amazing weekend, seeing beautiful sights, lovely, yummy, snow-laden hills, and just had an awesome time with my husband and met some lovely people from around New Zealand, and had an awesome time. So that was really cool. Very grateful. And today is a new day. What magic can we create? What did I just do? I just put some push pins on the bottom of my canvas, and the reason for that is to hold it up off the ground so that when the paint all just pours off the side, as it does in this style of painting, I will be not having a painting sitting in piles of paint. How's it get any better than that? Now this is a 20 centimetre by 20 centimetre painting, which is basically 8-inch square, if that makes sense to anybody out there. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a painting where I've taken my three colours, which is Prussian blue, crimson red and viridian hue, and mixed in it some iridescent medium. Now if you follow my channel, you'll know that I use the iridescent medium. That's what it dries like. How cool is that? As a paint of its own accord. But in this painting, I'm not going to do that. I have actually mixed my colours, and I'm going to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to use both the non-mixed and the mixed. How does it get any better than that? But what I'm firstly going to do is I'm going to put a base down. No, I'm going to do my cup first. How's it get any better? So I'm going to start off with some white in the bottom. All of these paints, except for the crimson, are Reeves. Reeves Fine Artist Acrylic, and the crimson is Reno Art Crimson Red. And I mix all of my paints with Floetrol and water, roughly 2 parts paint, 1 part Floetrol, and then water to whatever the right consistency. Now let's see if I can give you an indication of the right consistency. See how it sits up on the stick, but when I tip the stick, it runs off and just pours in a consistent stream. Trying to get that captured on an upright. Not so easy. So I've put white in the bottom because I do want it to be brighter in the centre than in the outer parts. And I'm going to start with a layer of blue. Now this is, I'm going to do the iridescent mixed ones in this first, and then I'm going to do the non-iridescents. And I've just suddenly realised, as I often do, that I haven't put any silicone in these. How's it get any better? Now there's lots of different silicones you can use. I personally have been using most of this year this one single bottle of Durex Play Perfect Glide. Yes, it is in the personal lubricant department. And you might want to get your teenage son to buy it for you. I don't. I just buy it in the supermarket shopping. And I'm just putting a single drip of silicone in each of my colours and a little bit of a stir. The biggest target with doing this style of paint pouring is to try and get all of your paints the same consistency. If one colour is way more runny than the others, it will just take over. It will just do some pretty impressive invasion techniques that any army around the world would do well to learn from. How's it get any better than that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a very light layer of the iridescent itself through that centerpiece, just to hopefully blend it a little bit with this next layer. And the blue doesn't have any silicone in it, and it seems to be a bit thicker. Oh well, I'll just put that much in there, and then plain crimson red, and the Viridian hue. Oh crikey, I had these all the right consistency, and then you leave them to stand for a bit. Look what happens. They go all thick and gluggy. What's right about that? I'm not kidding. Okay, so let's see if I can show you this cup. I'm using this cup because it's really, really bendy, which means I can make a little pouring spout out of it. It's not going to crack the cup, and I'll be able to reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. That's the target anyway. But before I do that, I've got some runoff of a previous painting, and those of you that follow my channel will probably recognize this. It's odd. It's greens and browns and blues, and it really is just waste paint that would have gone running off into the ether in the past, which I captured. Ooh, look, crumbly bits. I captured into the pot to save for just an exact situation like this. And what am I doing? I am creating a bit of a sliding space for the paint so that it's got wetness that it can glide over. Doesn't need to be that much, it just needs to be, because if you think about canvas, it is it's kind of ridgy. Look at this. You see? So by putting some paint on it, it kind of fills in those ridges, and so the paint that you actually want to be able to see can just glide over the top. And it just makes it a lot easier, and it's a really cool use for old paint that was going to get thrown away. The other cool thing about this is that there's a good possibility a lot of this will end up being pushed off the canvas and onto the ground, and the cool thing is it doesn't matter because it was going on the ground anyway. How's it get any better than that? So I'm just using my stick to smear it around, make sure all of these edges are covered so that the paint can slide down those as well. And then we should get a nice even pour. There we go. I'm happy with that. All right. So I'm going to zoom you in just a bit so that that whole canvas is in the picture and you can get as close up as possible. Excuse me. Now, as I said, I'm going to create that pouring spout, and I'm just going to pour my paint and jiggle the pot around a bit. Oh, I'm loving that purple looking colour that the crimson and blue are making. Okay. Once we get to this fine little stream that's coming out now, I'm just going to hold my hand reasonably steady and try and draw some even circles. Ah! I dripped it. What's right about that I'm not getting? Look at that. There's some cell action going on in the bottom there, guys. What magic is going to get creative with this? Let's have a look. So before I start tilting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little creme brulee torch. This is like from the $2 shop. But it's refillable. It's very cool. And you know those cans of lighter refill? You just plug it in the bottom and it refills it, and you can use it over and over again. If you're anything like me and you end up with paint all over your hands and this gets covered, just get a knife and scrape it off so you can see how much gas you've got in there. So what does the torch do? The torch pops any air bubbles, also warms the paint so that the silicone can rise up to the top. Now I haven't seen any big blobs of silicone coming flying to the top with that lot, but what I'm going to do is just gently move it from side to side. Stretching it out a little bit. I'm going to bring it back into the center and then stretch it out top to bottom. Trying to keep it as round as we can and not letting it go completely off the side just yet. We'll let it go soon. I'm really loving the way that that is iridescent in there. super cool. Okay, bring that back to the center. Before I do anything else, I'm going to give it another go because I'm seeing lots and lots of air bubbles in there. You may or may not be able to see all those little popping bubbles. It's really important to get the air bubbles out, because if they pop once the top layer has set, you're going to end up with a hole in your painting. It's just not cool. So now that that's settled, I'm actually going to now do the same thing as I just did with the sides, but try and go out to the edges. So just let that drag out. Hopefully without losing too much paint. Bring it back and just tilt it straight back down to the other corner. We haven't quite made it into that corner, but we'll get there. Why am I not wanting to lose too much paint? Because I've still got 2 more corners to do. So let's let that run back a bit. I'm just going to pick up some of the paint that's dripping off and just touch these corners and help that do its thing. Adding that little bit more. Now I'm going to bring it to this corner. Again, using the drip off to help encourage it along the sides. There we go, happy with that, and then bring it back. And do the far corner. Oh, I like these colours. There's not much of the actual crimson left. It's mixed really nicely with the blue and the green. Bring that back one more time and do that first corner. Just get the last of that to run off. Still adding from the ground to help it pull it down. The weight of this paint that I'm adding will pull the other paint with it as it falls off. There we go. Oh, I like that. I think I might just let that last little bit of that very bright crimson drop off, just like that. Oh, and leave it just like that. Just like that indeed. That is beautiful. and I am covered in paint. Okay, one last torching. Now, if you are looking to do this style of painting, or any sort of painting, and be known as an artist, get on the mailing lists of any local galleries, especially community galleries, and keep an eye out for any competitions or group showings that they're doing, where you can put your work in. You may not be ready to pay to be part of a gallery and have your own exhibition yet, but you can definitely get your work into an exhibition. This one here is, as I said, it's 20 by 20 or 200 millimeters square, and we have a exhibition in the Rotorua Arts Village, which is only allowed to be 200 square or 200 diameter in any direction. So that's, I'm gonna put this one into it. It's beautiful. I love it. It's got, oh, yummies. Let me get you down and show you. All right. So look at those swirls. They're just stunning. We do have some cell action going on. Some really cute little gentle ones in here. There's a big one. Now, I just warn you, when trying to video metallics or iridescents in any way, shape or form, the camera doesn't like to focus because it thinks it's already focused when it's not. And it's so shiny and shimmery. We've got shadows everywhere. But I love it. This is so pretty. Super pretty. Oh, that bit's cool too. See if we can get it to actually show you. So I'm gonna leave it to dry and let it give you all its glory once it's dry. It will be quite a dark one, but I'm hoping the iridescence will give it some depth and some colour and some yumminess. So I will be back your time in 3, 2, 1. Well, here she is, all dried and beautiful. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Something about metallics, really. And just remember, these metallics are all handmade. I didn't buy any of these from anywhere. It's just iridescent medium mixed in with the colours I already had, and just make beautiful. I must admit, the metallics that you buy pre-made, they do tend to be slightly less clunky, so a finer grit, as you might say. But I love this. This is just stunning. It's look at that, so pretty. So there you go, guys. There is my metallic spiral pour. I super love it. Super love it. If you love it, let me know. I'd be able to ship this one anywhere in the world for, you know, sort of 25 New Zealand dollars, which is about, I don't know, 17 American. So that's the shipping, obviously. But make me an offer. What would you pay for it? Do you desire to have this one in your home? And how much fun are you having with your life and living? Because you know what? If you're not having fun, why are you doing it? If you're not having fun watching my videos, stop watching them. If you are not having fun in life, do something different. If you're not having fun with painting, start picking your nose instead. You know what I mean. I'm being silly. But if it's not working for you, change it. The definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. If you want something different, change what you're doing, darlings. Have fun. I adore you all. Come join us on Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group. It's a great group over there. And remember, kindness. Kindness is caring. And telling someone they're wrong is not kindness. Please, please, please. If you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. And I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye. So these are the pendant cabochons that I dipped into the leftover paint from that painting. They are definitely different. I really like this one. It glitters. If I can get it to... It's kind of weird, but I like it. Both of them, actually. They are cool. There you go. There's the glitter. Yay! Sparkle! Metallic paint! Yay! Anyway, so that's the backs of them. Now this is, of course, just normal acrylic paint, so I'm going to be putting these into pendants and yeah, making sure that the paint is fully sealed before submitting them for sale, so that the glass and the paint don't do weird things together. But I like them. They're fun. They're funky. What else is possible? Alright, beautiful people. I adore you. Just thought I'd pop this in as a addendum to the end of the video. Have fun. See you soon. Bye-bye.